Hi there friends, it's Vicki Boutin at Creativation with American Crafts and my new release color Kaleidoscope. And one of the new items in there are watercolor markers. So you get 12 different colors of watercolor markers, all in my fun food names. So they match with the paints and other items that I have. I'm going to show you a little swatch of all of that vibrant color. So these are dye base ink that is a watercolor in a watercolor marker pen. So the whole idea with this is we can use it traditionally like you see me do the kiss technique. You can color your stamped images. I'm going to show you a few things you can do with it. I want to explain something right out of the get-go. When you get these markers, there's going to be this little yellowy green colored band here. You want to screw off the top, take that piece off, and then screw the lid back on. It's a spacer so that this liquid isn't leaking in transit, and don't be like me and actually keep squeezing it and wondering why you can't figure out how to use a watercolor marker. So when they first came, I wasn't sure how to do that. Make sure you take that spacer out. When you use these, your first idea is probably going to be like, let's take it, we'll squeeze it, and I'm going to color with it right out of the marker. I just want you to see how much pigment is in there. Look at when you squeeze, that's what you're getting. So being the friend that I am to you when you're using these kind of products, don't want you to waste all that pigment. So when I use this, I either put it on a little sheet of plastic or on a palette, just a drop. And then I work with that and put my lid back on, because you're going to see how far that little drop of ink is going to go. So if I mist with water on there and blend it, so if there's glitter in here, it's only because my water's dirty. It's not because there's glitter in these pens, okay? And do the kissing technique. Wait till you see the amount of pigment on here. Look at that beautifulness. So imagine if you look at, now I can see light blue, dark blue, but here I see dark blue. So it's not that one way is right and one way is wrong. I just kind of want to save you. These are a little more, there's a little bit more investment to be made in the watercolor markers because it's pure pigment. So I just want you to get as much out of that as you can. So you can do the kissing technique. More water will be a more diluted effect. Less water will give you a more opaque, not opaque because it's still translucent, but a more pigmented effect. The difference with these as well is they wick. Meaning, when I mist a little bit of water on here, watch what happens. Ah, look at that. Isn't that awesome? So you can do some really fun techniques with that. This little background I did here is I took the marker, went around the rim of a red Solo cup, stamped it down, misted it with water, and it's kind of, I don't know, looks like electricity or something. It's super fun. So that's a really easy background. You can also take these, like I love that, just that magic that happened there. So imagine if we put a couple colors on there with a blast of water. Let's try it, because now I'm looking at that going, I got to see what else we can do with that. So let's blend some green in there and mist some water. Let's see what happens. So I feel like I still need to brush some of it out. Let's just see. And now we're going to give her a blast and see what happens. Maybe nothing, but that is the magic. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at, I feel like I'm channeling my Tim Holtz. Look, Tim, I'm making a mess. Oh, I love it though. Look how pretty is that. Here's the thing, my friends. I haven't even started exploring all of the magic we can make with that. But imagine a whole background for your card. Oh, look at the turquoise that's happening. So I just want you, my biggest thing as Vicki, your friend, talking to you when you go to use this product is a little goes a long way. I'm going to do one more thing, two more things. So I'm going to take a stamp. Let's see what happens when we stamp into this. So I'm going to rub that in to that ink. Stamp at that. Oh my goodness, look at that, my friend. So more water even. It's mist on it. So imagine again here, oh, look at that. We could be bleeding colors. We could have different colors down as we're stamping. That is a lot of fun. And there's tons of pigment in here. So you're like, but I have the art crayons. How are these different? Just different. It's no different when we talk about it. With other it's all watercolor. They all do different things. Does it mean you only need one of them? Well, if you're like me, I want all of the things. I want to play with all of the things because I like a world of possibilities. But I love that, what you can make out of that. And I want to show you, again, we can add our iridescent glaze to that and make it sparkly watercolor. So let's clean my brush. Let's take my palette knife out of my mess of stuff and put a little of that down and see what we get. You know what? Look I'm gonna do a few things because I'm feeling it, getting a couple different ideas. So look at what I'm doing here. I am totally taking this, and this is when the art wedge, if I can find it on my desk, would come in super handy. It's under all my stuff. Here it is. So palette knife is great, but look at how awesome this is for mixing. And then loading. I want to show you the difference. See, I feel like I'm a cake decorator when I do this because I can pick it up and I can get all of that medium in there. And think, this one was diluted with water, but look at how easy it is now to pick everything up on your art wedge. And it has that little thumb holder, so it's comfortable to hold. Let's take it off the palette knife. Let's put it through a stencil. Let's leave a little to paint with too. So I'm throwing that in there. Let's get a pretty pattern. What do we want to try? This one. Oh my goodness, I love this pattern. And my mess. Now watch what's going to happen. So now, with the iridescent glaze, I've used all that pigment, and see what I love about this? I put it down, I can pick it all up, and I can put it on something else. Look at that, my friends. Oh my goodness. Isn't that beautiful? So I find with the difference too, while we're talking about tools, with the art wedge and the palette knife will leave a thicker layer. With the art wedge, I can pull it for a really thin layer of texture. But I love that. And you know, as we're sitting here, I could keep doing 20 million different things with it. I could. Normally, I would not waste that. But I have to show you that we still can do something else with this. And I have a mess, so just give me a second. Okay, ready for it? Here's the other thing too. You know I'm different in the sense when we're doing this kind of messy stuff. I am a firm believer in cleaning up. If you clean your stencils off, I'm going away for a second because I have to get a baby wipe. That are right in front of me that I forgot. If you clean up your tools, then you don't have to replace them when all of the pattern's lost from built up acrylics and different mediums. You can buy a new stencil. So I am a firm believer in cleaning. And if you clean it while it's all wet, it's so much easier. So I can't help it. I have to do that. I have to do my 10-second tidy before we move on to the next thing, so that when I want to come back and use this, it's not all built up with paint and all the other mediums, and I can buy something new. Like all of Tim Holt's new, what are they called? The pearlized alcohol inks. Telling ya, because you need all the things, right? You need all the things, but start with whatever is gonna make your heart sing. So I'm gonna show you this, one more thing. So we have all this medium left here, but we have to remember it's water soluble, right? Oh, here, showing you, look, I'm lying. I'm gonna show you another thing. Stencil brush. Let's pick a little bit of that up. Let's mist a little bit of water, just so we can get it to flow around, and I'm gonna show you another thing. Let's do it with the same stencil. Now look, I can go in with that glittery blue tinted iridescent, and look at that magic. It's all the same stuff. Have you noticed that? I'm just using all the same stuff. Again, not making you buy something new. When you're done, Vicki, how do I clean my stencil brush? I would dip it normally in clean water. Just dip the tip of the brush in water, and normally on a paper towel, not a wipe. Just clean it till nothing's coming off. Dip it, clean it till nothing's coming off. When you have, look at all that glitter on there. Just love those glazes. When it's done, what you do, so you have no product coming off, is take a dry paper towel and tightly roll it and then set it aside to dry. It will be just like new. So that's how I do a cleaning of the stencil brush. I'm gonna just tell you all the things while I have you here, right? So again, wipe this up quickly. And we have one more thing that I haven't showed you, because remember, all these glazes are water soluble. Why waste this? Just add some water and we can make it into a glittery, I've lost my brush again. Here it is. A glittery watercolor. Look at this magic. And I found just a second ago, look at magic of video. I have a stamped image here. So watch what I'm gonna do. Look how pretty. So if you wanted more blue, what would you do? Another drop of the watercolor marker on there. See, that one might be a little darker there. Oh, look, I have a drop over here. Watch what's gonna happen. Look at that, my friends. So again, I want things that are easy, accessible. If you are scared to use these things, I'm not making you buy 20 million different things. This is a good place to start. And then when you feel confident in your creative abilities, because you all can do this. This is art for everyone. Everyone can do this, because a stamp already did the drawing for me. I can attempt painting or kissing the background or layering it on a stamp and doing it. And then guess what? Then that whole world of all those art mediums that are out there will be open to you. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's a new product. Again, in a couple of minutes, just showed you a couple of things. You know, you keep watching, I'm gonna find out new things we can do with this. But I hope you love that. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you make something magical, make sure you share it and link me, email me, put it on Instagram and tag me so I can see what you're making with it. But thanks so much for joining me, and I'm super excited to get watercolor markers in your hands. So see you later, guys.